Of course, this is another Thursday, so we have the scoop ready for you, and today's topic is about to be heated. We're going to get into it in a bit, but do not forget, you can only find this exclusively. I say that again, exclusively on YouTube. It is always going to be there every single week. We do it Thursday. Make sure you catch it, and it is sometimes a little bit on the X-rated. So for you parents who are trying to keep guard of your children, make sure that if you're watching this, you are watching this in the comfort of you, yourself, and you. Did I say you? I meant you. No children are allowed to touch this type of content because sometimes it can be a little too much for the little young ones. So let's try and keep it as is. But it is going to be very, very interesting. We are talking about a certain lady who has a particular fear, and this particular fear is the fear of sex. So how to get over it, what does that mean? We're just going to dive into that a little bit and find out what exactly to do. My name is Kathomi Kathomi. Welcome to The Scoop.
I am so excited today because we get to really delve in. The scoop is always so entertaining and everything because we are literally like no restrictions. We just get to talk about everything. And today is really interesting because we are giving advice. So if you're sitting at home and you have a question that you need an answer to, you can go ahead and comment down below in the comment section over there on YouTube because this is exclusively on YouTube. And you can still send us a message on our WhatsApp number 0777 672-230, but it's your girl, Ayuma Kaguli.
People love the topic about sex, and that is exactly what we're going to talk about right now. So please allow the children to go and play and to go and study. My name is Lily Asigo. Welcome to Let's Talk Scoop.
Let's get right into it. It is time for Talk About Sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the something. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. So, a young girl, or we don't actually know her age, she sends a message and she says, hey girls, how can I overcome the fear of having sex? Aki updated this guy who is willing to wait for marriage to have sex, but kuna time tuliwai jaribu and it didn't work. I think my problem is that for me ni muoga sana and nimepewa a negative attitude towards sex kutoka utotoni. I have another one and I fear losing him because of the fact that I cannot satisfy him. I genuinely, completely saw this message and I understood where she was coming from. I've mentioned to you that I did lose my virginity a little older, and this was one of the reasons why I didn't necessarily have that that activity, or I didn't get into it very early in my teen or something like that. And it honestly can be very, very scary because once you start thinking about it, once you see all the things that have happened to you, once you've been in an environment, because I was brought up like some of my childhood was in a place called Zimmerman. You know Zimmerman?
Yeah.
Zimmerman Estate. And you would see young girls getting pregnant. There was a little bit of an insecurity because sometimes you'd meet guys, like you're walking around and guys are like, where? And that kind of makes you feel like maybe this thing isn't that great. You're worried about people now becoming young mothers, and honestly you would see them suffering, you would see them going through the most. Some of them would be kicked out of their parents' homes, and now they've gone to live with the person who gave them the pregnancy, and they're not being treated very well. So that kind of creates that image in your head where it's like, oh, let's not do that. Don't forget, there is also the fact that every time TV shows like The Bold and the Beautiful would come on, so that also didn't really help when it came to my vision and my image of sex. A lot of young kids would practice it. You'd see children so young hiding in corners, under beds, and doing some things. They don't even know what they're doing, but they're still doing something. So all of that created that image for me where I'm just like, I don't know. This is really not what I want. And I decided I was just going to wait until the point where, one, I would be able to actually take care of myself. By taking care of myself is I can actually vocally tell myself that I am enjoying this, I am ready for this, so I'm going to do it. Number two, I also decided, you know what, I'm only going to be able to do this if I can get myself a gynecologist, right? So I'm at that age where I can go to a gynecologist, comfortably and be able to pay for it, so I know what is happening with my with my coochie and everything down there, because a lot of things can happen, from diseases to just weird infections that end up ruining you, and now you don't have the ability to have children. Like, there's so many complications that can come up because of practicing unsafe sex or practicing sex when your body isn't ready for it, right? So that was my second biggest fear. And then I think in addition to that, I was just afraid my parents would whoop the living daylights out of me. Because if my parents had heard that this girl is trying to open up her legs to who, I would have been whooped till kingdom come. So those little things made me just wait. And honestly, I really want to know from you guys, have you ever had that fear? Was that a thing for you as a kid? How did you work around it?
Well, for me, when I was in class 6, we had a talk with the teachers, because at least 2 girls got pregnant in primary school.
Wow.
So they had to like sit us down, and they told us, hey, there's one teacher who told us, sex ni tamu, yo kitu ni tamu, nawambia ni tamu. So guys were like, ni tamu. But then she said, but. So that but is what matters most. Because alituambia, you can get magonjwa, you can get pregnant, are you ready for responsibility, nini nini. Guys were like, I don't think so. And then again, growing up, my auntie told us, hey, kuzaa, ukizaa unataruka, unakatwa pussy, inapanuka, unashonwa, audungwi sindano ya uchungu, they don't numb the place, inadungwa hivi, inashonwa hivi. So we were like, not me, not me. But also, you know, that is not a bad thing, because at least no one gave birth at home. Tulisoma, tukaenda, and tukazaa. That is a good thing. But once you get to a certain age where you're ready to start having sex, I feel like if you're that kind of a parent, you should now sit your girl down, or your boy, and now educate them. If you cannot, get someone else who can have sex education with them, because now umemwaribu. Me, I used to fear. Hata nikishikwa hivi na mwanaume, I'm like, staki mimba, staki STD, staki nini. Because even if you use condoms, inaweza burst. You understand? So, like, we need to, as parents, we need to now sit our girls down. Now they're ready to get married, they're ready to have sex, and now tell them, by the way, whatever I told you growing up is ni uongo. I just wanted you to remain like celibate until you get married. So now you need to do this and this. This is how you need to touch your man. This is how you need to allow your man to touch you. And this is how it goes down. Because most parents, we fail because we never go back and tell our children that whatever I told you guys growing up, ilikuwa kuogopesha. That is where the problem is. Because she says, nilipewa negative attitude towards sex toka utotoni. That is exactly what happened. She's afraid of having sex because of what she was told growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think my mom, because like I never had that fear of sexual intercourse. Like, it was just an open conversation that we had. And like, we're 3 girls, like me and my younger sisters and everything. So like, it was just a constant conversation of like, yes, it wasn't even a thing of you don't have sex until you're married. It was more of you don't have the mental capacity to have sex right now, you know. And as we always just knew that, and like it even played into my relationships, where I was just like, any relationship I have under the age of 21 years old, that's not love. I just knew that it's impossible for me to be in love with whoever I'm with at 17, 18, 19. Like, I just knew that wasn't love. And that also helped me not to really get heartbroken and so overly invested in relationships, because I just knew it can't be that deep if you haven't passed 21. And then you're not supposed to have intercourse if you haven't passed this age. Like, you haven't, like, it was just a thing of like, you're not mentally capable of being able to deal with the repercussions that come with having intercourse, even the emotional, the things that happen emotionally with that person, everything. You just can't do it. You just can't deal with it. So I always grew up knowing that that was the case. We even had conversations. My sister was like, yeah, me, I'm waiting until marriage. Me, I'm doing this. I was like, I'm not waiting. And she's like, I know you're not, but I hope that once you decide to go ahead and have,
I know you're not.
Once you decide to go and have sex, that number 1 is somebody that you love. Number 2, you're being protected. Number 3, you're in the right space to be able to deal with all the repercussions of having sex. Like, it was literally a deep down conversation, and I like that. And I hope that, like, for her case, that wasn't what happened. So now I think she needs to go back.
Yeah.
I don't know if, depending, some parents, there's no going back to have those conversations. But even if you have other family members that you can talk to, other trusted people, even like, I wouldn't say friends, like if you're in the same age bracket, but like,
you all do.
you all don't know. But like, if someone that's older, that's more experienced, hopefully already married, because you don't want to be running around in these streets as well, But my only problem that I had was, it's like, at first I don't know whether it was like a fear of having sex or a fear of committing fornication? Because over here it seemed as if like she wanted to wait until she was married, and then something happened, and then she tried, and then that was what happened. You need to look at yourself and be like, okay, these are my values. These are the ones that I want to keep. And if a man is coming in and is able to change that, that can change your whole outlook when it comes to that. Because like you're now thinking, oh my gosh, am I going to hell? Am I going to do this and this? I'm going against the Lord's word and everything. And I feel as if that could be an issue as well for her.
And don't forget that in as much as, yes, sometimes it's not just the home that you've been put in. Sometimes it's that as well, your Christian community or your religious community, right? They can impact such fear of, oh, you're going to go straight to hell. If you die today, straight to hell. This is fornication. It is not allowed, blah, 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 blah. And all of that can actually be a problem. So much so that you're not even, you forget being intimate with someone else. You're not even trying to be intimate with yourself. Because things like, some things like this, like your situation, I feel like you need to just ease into it, yeah? Because oftentimes you're afraid of the pain, and there is some pain, honestly, and discomfort. It is insane. We've spoken about this on another episode, so go back and check that out. There are a lot of pains and a lot of bodily issues that come up, even emotional changes that happen due to you engaging in sex. So first of all, you need to start like easing into it, yeah? So it's small things like maybe, and okay, let's just get to the partner who is you're afraid to lose. Let me tell you, something that is yours, you can never lose it. So let's just get that out of the way. Your partner will wait for you until you're ready. The person that is right for you will have the respect to get with you at that level once you are okay with getting to that level. So now the work isn't them, forget about them. If you lose them, honey, it doesn't even matter. Sex isn't the end of the world, trust me. They're okay going, let them go and have sex with whoever else that they want to, but you need to do it at a point where you're comfortable. Because if you get into it and you're not comfortable, then that is another negativity you've added to yourself, you know? It's the guilt, it's the, oh my God, why did I do it? If something happens, for example, you get an emergency pregnancy, or you get some infection or something, that is also another problem added to your issues. So you need to now get to a point where you're comfortable. And how you get comfortable with this situation is, one, you need to also just go online. As in, there are videos, there are tutorials, there are scripts and PDFs. You just read what it's like, try and hear what other people's experiences are like, both good and bad, but focus a lot on the good types of the people who've had good experiences, because that kind of puts you in a mindset where, oh yeah, so this can actually be fun. Okay, like Lily's teacher over there telling them Nivaha. That is also something that adds, because you're now curiosity is added in there, and then you're also excited to get into it. So that's one. Try and read, educate yourself. Trust me, there's so many videos. Me, when I was trying, there was a guy, we actually sat down and watched like YouTube videos from here to Timbuktu. There were so many videos, and I still didn't have sex with him. So that's a thing. I wasn't ready, so I wasn't ready, yeah? Number two, I think more importantly, as I said, try and ease into it, right?
Yeah.
So you can try small things, and I know it is against so many values, but I'm going to tell you either way. Small things like masturbation. Figure out what your pleasure places are. You know, you don't have to go all the way. You don't need to start sticking things up your coochie if you're not ready. You're not ready, you're not ready. So start small, ease into it. Try and feel that excitement or the joy that comes with like masturbation, you know, touching yourself, feeling good about yourself, enjoying your body as a human being and as a woman, because trust me, it is beautiful. And once you get into that, then maybe you can start now going a step further. And then when it comes to like things like foreplay, for example, I think that you can actually ease into it, right?
Yeah.
There's so many ways you can do that. What do you think they
I
should do
definitely
when it comes
agree. Like,
to...
just start with this making out with your boyfriend. You know what I mean? Just sitting there, you guys are kissing and whatever.
But
don't even do
before,
anything
I feel
else.
Like before that, before they start making out, because she's asking, how can she satisfy him? I feel
no,
like
it's not about
I feel
satisfying
like,
Really not about him.
But she's asking because of the fact that I can't satisfy him. She's fearing. She has the fear of losing him because she feels like
But
she
if
can't
he's
But we've
willing,
already
satisfy
said
him.
that.
if he's willing,
He's gonna go.
My point is, she needs to tell him. She needs to let him know that her fears, about her fears, so that he can help her relax and calm down. And now they can now even start engaging in sex.
Right,
Yeah.
I get
Because
you.
if he doesn't have that information, assume too, ooh,
Yeah.
Yeah, if
And
you're
even some people don't believe that you're a virgin, for example.
Yeah.
Like the first guy I ever really actually, the one that I call an oopsie, that one for real, he did not believe I was a virgin. Because I kept telling him, I really have never had sex in my life, and he didn't believe me. So even going into it, he was going in with an attitude of that, this chick is just lying to me. So he's not being as gentle and as, as comforting as you're supposed to be. So yeah, having that communication is very, very important.
Yeah, and like
Yeah.
once you have that conversation with your partner, letting them know about your fears and everything, I think now you can now start easing into it. Like depending on the level of fear that you're at, you know what I mean? If you just like start with kissing and see how you feel after that, and do that for a long time. It doesn't have to just like be like immediately we start doing.
And
this,
it's not
this,
just
this,
kissing
this.
on the mouth. It can be kissing on the mouth, then graduate to now kissing you all over. And then now you can graduate to things like oral, for example. Because oral pleasure is also sex, but it's not technically penetrative sex. So your that fear of penetration, it is now kind of you kind of ease into it as well. What else?
Exactly, yeah. Just basically that. And like honestly, if you're still feeling like really uncomfortable and everything, it might be time to seek professional help.
Honestly,
because
there's
like
so
this,
many sex therapists
yeah.
in this town, and we've actually had one on the show. So go back again and check on some of our episodes, and you will see exactly where she is, where she's based. We will probably tag her on the comment section as well, so that you can be able to get. This is just one, but there's so many who can teach you. Because sometimes even adults who are married, they don't have all the information right. Let me just tell you. So if it gets so bad, you need to seek professional help, and don't worry about it, honey. There is no rush. You can lose your virginity like me at I felt like it was 80, but I still did it, and it's still fun, and I'm good now.
Yeah.
Or you can be as young as some of us on this table, who we're not going to point our fingers, So let's just say virginity loss at any age is okay. Just don't give yourself pressure.
Right.
Talk to your partner, and if it push comes to shove, then seek professional help. If there is anything else, literally anything else you would like us to help you out with, put it down on the comment section. Send us a DM on Ebru Let's Talk official _official or Ebru TV Kenya, and we'll be able to get to you, and we'll be able to answer your questions. But for now, it's been real. We hope that this has been informative. We hope that this actually helps you. May you go well. May you enjoy your body. May you enjoy the body of your partner. Just have fun. It can actually be fun. So have fun. But for now, goodbye from us. This has been The Scoop. My name is Katomi Katomi. Catch me everywhere.
Definitely make sure to catch me at Ayuma Kaguli, Ayuma_Kaguli on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And remember, take things slowly at your own pace. No one should pressure you into doing anything.
My name is Lily Asigo, Lily with a double L on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.